Hello, today I'm going to be putting some new RAM into my Lenovo Yoga 510 laptop. It's been great laptop, love it. It's got solid state drive, it's very fast. It's only got 4GB of RAM. I'm going to upgrade it to 16, which I bought from crucial.com, not sponsored. I bought that from that. It was £102 plus VAT. The reason I'm doing it is because I've just got a new video camera and it's struggling to cope with doing some editing on it through Davinci Resolve. So I'm going to put the new RAM in and see what happens, because I just don't know. So firstly I'm going to do a quick test with the 4GB of RAM with the laptop to see how quickly it opens Davinci Resolve and see how quickly it can process some of the images from there and video from there, and then we'll put the new RAM in and do the same tests. So this is my Yoga. It's very lovely. It's got the 4GB of RAM in it at the moment. I'm going to click on Davinci Resolve and see how long it takes to open. I'm going to be timing it on my watch, which I can only do one thing at a time, so I will start it. 5 seconds gone exactly. There it goes. So I'll double click that. 5 seconds, so I'll take 5 seconds of time. Tried this earlier, it took about a minute to open, which is slow. There we go, it's opened at 54 seconds, so if we take 5 seconds off, that's 49 seconds it took to open DaVinci Resolve. Okay, now in DaVinci Resolve I have a 9-second full 4K clip that was filmed on my Sony a7 III on a recent trip to the Roubaix Railway for a Santa special. I've dragged it into the media pool. As we can see, it is struggling to play that with any sounds skipping and pictures are skipping. For reference, I put my timeline in DaVinci Resolve into 1280 by 720 just for the timeline, because I don't need it to be insanely high, if at all. As you can see, it's really lagging. Not doing particularly great. I had to do everything 2 or 3 times, but it's finally there now. So what I want to do, if I press play on that, as you can see, it's really not doing great. So what I will do is generate optimized media, and I want to just see how long it's going to take to do that. It's saying 40 seconds when that came on. That was actually a bit less than that. Optimized media there isn't running perfectly smoothly, it's running a lot better, so that's good. So it's about 40 seconds to do a 9-second clip, so that's good to know. If I went to export this in full 4K, so change the timeline back to Ultra HD. Okay, so we've gone to render. Just this 9-second clip, we're saving it in full 4K, we're saving it in full 4K up here as well, and we're going to render it just straight to the internal solid state drive on the laptop. So if we add to render queue and just start rendering, this is testing 4GB of RAM. That is saying it's going to take 16 minutes. I will update you as to how long it's going to actually take. It's 12:47 at the moment. Okay, 2 minutes 40 seconds in and it's just finished, so that 7 minutes was wrong. So it took 2 minutes and 40 seconds to render that 9-second clip. Now I'm going to change the RAM in this laptop from 4GB to 16GB. So I'm not going to show you a video of how to do that, there's already stuff online about that. Basically it just means taking all of the screws out and clipping the back, changing the RAM over, obviously make sure the laptop's switched off. But yeah, I'll let you know. Okay, so I've installed the RAM, on settings just to prove that 16GB is now in. Just going to open Resolve again and see what happens. We're going to try and time it again, so I'm going to press start and I'm going to press open on 5 seconds exactly, which I've just done. And there's 5 seconds. Come on, there we go. See how long it's going to take? So that there opened on 43 seconds. So where this morning, earlier on, we were on 49. We're now on 43, so it's saving 6 seconds. It's pretty good. Take that. Okay, loaded exactly the same 9-second footage in. This is full 4K. Pressing play, it's still jittering. When you say jittering, still quite just about the same. We'll generate some optimized media. If I can find it, there it is. Generating optimized media. That took 40 seconds before. That came up immediately before that, but actually it's probably going. Playing this now on the optimized media. All good, just like it was before. Optimized media is awesome. Right, okay, so we're going to go to some renderage. Full Ultra HD. Go to the render. We're going to save it as 16GB test. Location just on my solid state drive in my pictures folder. Save that. This is also on full best everything. Add to render queue. Get my watch ready. And at 5 seconds we will start. 3, 4, 5, start render. So we've started the render at 5 seconds, it'll take 5 off at the end, saying that it's going to take 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, can't really tell. We'll see if it takes less than 2 minutes 40 seconds. Okay, so we're getting close to near the end, we're at 93-94%. My watch is saying we're at 2 minutes and 4 seconds, and we're not quite done. Now we're done at 2:10. So my conclusions are opening Davinci Resolve on my Yoga 510 with 4GB of RAM. Davinci Resolve 15 took 49 seconds to open, 43 with 16GB of RAM, so that's a saving of 6 seconds to open the application itself. To do the optimized media on a 9-second clip, 4K clip filmed on a Sony a7 III. Took 29 seconds on 4GB of RAM, 28 on 16. I might need to test it with a longer clip. It seems too tight to really get a good gauge. It might have just been I pressed it slightly earlier, so there's probably no difference there. In the render side, it took 2 minutes 40 to render on the 4GB and 2 minutes 5 seconds to render on the 16GB, so it's quicker on the render. Overall, I'm quite happy with that. I don't know whether this is helpful to anyone, but if it is, you're welcome.